Hey Tech Besties, welcome or welcome back to kaetalkstech. I'm Kay, so let's talk tech. What I want to talk about today is flows. Well, actually, tools for creating flows. Process maps, data flows, user experience flows, process flows, system flows, whatever kind of flow you got. You're going to need a tool to diagram it and map it out. And so there are a number of tools you can use. You could use Lucidchart. That's the more modern tool. Lucidchart. Once you get past the initial learning curve, and it's not difficult. It's just not very intuitive to me, right? So I don't know if other people feel that way or not, but I don't do flows every day. So when I have a project, right, there's usually one or two points in the project where I'm doing flows, and the rest of the time is requirements and working with developers and talking to stakeholders and so forth. So, um, the flow is not a daily thing that I do. And I find that when it comes to Lucidchart, I usually have to kind of relearn how to use it if I haven't used it in a while. Um, then there's Visio. That's the OG. Visio has been around since the beginning of PCs. Visio was around back in the day when oh man, I don't even want to date myself like that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Back in the day, people, when you were a developer, you didn't have your own computer, right? Because everything was being done from the mainframe. So, yes, I go back to mainframe days, and I started in this industry when I was 2. Okay? So, you had like a terminal that hooked up to the mainframe. But if you needed to draw a flow, we had one PC that everybody could use, and it was Mac, or at least it had Mac software on it. I don't really know what it was, but it had Mac software on it, and that was in my very, very first professional role um, when I was still a developer. And so, yeah, if you need to make a flow, you had to go to use that machine, and it had Visio on it. Visio was eventually purchased by Microsoft. So now it's part of the Microsoft suite of tools. Um, I don't know if it has AI or not, but that's the OG. And a lot of places have Visio because that was the only thing that you could have. So they had it then, they still have it now. And then there's Miro. So Miro is my favorite out of the three. Between Visio, Lucid, and Lucidchart, and Miro, I like Miro. I find Miro to be very intuitive, easy to use, makes modern looking, beautiful flows. Um, I like Miro a lot. So when I heard that they had an AI, or they had added AI to their product, I definitely wanted to check it out. So I go to Miro to check it out, and I use the AI, and it says something like basically you had X number of credits, you've used this many, and whatever number it was about half of whatever they gave me based on their free AI version. So, or their free version of the AI that they've added to the Miro product. So, a lot of the AI tools are moving towards this credit based system where they give you so many credits, and you use those credits on a weekly, monthly, or daily basis, whatever they set up in their system. And when you use that, you have to wait till the next time period begins before you can use more. So they're limiting use of the product, right? On their, and it may only be on the free versions. Well, actually, I know it's not only on the free versions, but the free versions have the lowest limits, right? So the prompt that I put in was only like 3 or 4 sentences long, okay? And it was like, well, that's about half. So I'm like, okay. So I look at it, I look at it, I look at it, I look at it. I liked what I saw, but I needed to make some changes, and I put in another prompt, and my test was over. Excuse me. Uh, MIro AI was like, well, kid, you've used all your credits. That's it. See you next time, sunshine. um, I'm laughing, but I was really annoyed and disappointed because I didn't really get to see what it could do. It's the shortest test of my life in my 30 plus year career, right? And I do a lot of testing because as a developer, you know, I did a lot of testing. As a business analyst, I did a lot of testing. As a product owner, I've done a lot of testing. So, yeah. um, it was really kind of ridiculous to me, right? Um, and am I disappointed? I mean, first of all, shout out to MIro. You have a beautiful product. I just would like to see, you know, what it could really do. Maybe they can like double the number of credits they give you or something, because I think it's a little short-sighted to only give a small number of credits for the free plan, right? And I say that because I think you're shooting yourselves in the foot, because you're not going to make money on individuals buying your plan. Where you're going to make money is your individuals using your free plan, incorporating the diagram they created into whatever artifact that is being sent out to the company, and people looking at it and liking it and saying, wow, this is beautiful. How did you create this? Right? And then that person says, oh, I did this with MIro AI. And you know, companies are hot to bring in AI tools now. So the person who could give you the best press is unable to do that because you're so limited in what you allow them to do. Now, let's take me, for instance, right? I'm having on September 18th, that's Thursday, next Thursday, an AI tools jumpstart workshop. I will be teaching 6+ AI productivity tools in about an hour and a half. Actually, it's going to be closer to an hour because there's time at the end for Q&A. When the workshop is over, within the next few days, you'll get a cheat sheet of all the prompts and tools that were used at the workshop, so that you have the reference so you can go back. Because it's a lot of tools, but it's not a whirlwind, but it's still a lot of tools. So, you know, having the prompt is everything, right? So, yeah, you'll get access to that. Don't share it because it is copyrighted. But, yeah, if you attend or register for the workshop, then you get that. So now that I'm limited in what I can do with MIro, I can't include it in the workshop to show people, oh, this is a great tool you could use for your flows. I have to use something else. The way MIro could make money from that is letting people use the flow, use the tool to do what they need to do, and then when they show that to their manager or the powers that be in the company may decide to purchase MIro at an enterprise level. That's a big check, right? So you letting people use it for free is like advertising. Think of it that way. Okay, so having said that, I just told you about the workshop. The link to that is in the description box or somewhere where you can see it attached to this video. I will be doing a great flowchart tool, but it's not MIro, it's not Lucidchart, and it is not Visio. So what do you think it is? Let me know in the comments, like the video, share the video, and I'll see you at the workshop. Bye.